Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is inspired by the current astrological events. So, there is a conjunction of Venus and Jupiter going on right now, and they are joined by the moon. So, I felt like that energy was really exalted. So, it's already exalted energy. So, with Venus and Moon in the mix, it's really inspiring to me. And I felt like I wanted to address that energy with you. So for pile number one, we have Libra, Taurus, Gemini, and Scorpio. Your card is this Empress card. For pile number two, we have Pisces, Aquarius, Virgo, and Aries. And this is your Empress card. For pile number three, we have Leo, Capricorn, Cancer, and Sagittarius. This is your Empress card. Okay, I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the Empress card, the deck, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number one, your card is this Empress card, and this Empress card is represented by Shri Lakshmi, and Shri Lakshmi is the goddess of good fortune and of wealth, abundance. So it can be material, spiritual, it can be emotional. It is creativity itself to me. It's the ability to materialize the things that you love, the expression of your love, the physical expression of your love, and your way of creating, your particular way of creating. And I'm not sensing like any specific limitations here in this card. I just feel like maybe you want to look at it for inspiration. This card is really beautiful to me. Like the colors are so appealing, and also the color of her skin, like being red. It's also indicative of being vital and being energized. That's also something that Shri Lakshmi brings into your life. So I feel like maybe looking at this card and at this drawing can be one of the ways you can access this energy. Okay, beautiful. So let's start with some moon oracle cards, because the moon is in this astrological conjunction here. So what does the moon have to say about your growth and expansion? So what is growing and expanding in your life right now? Okay, let's start with this one. Okay, the Emperor. This is the 9th moon mansion. So I feel like there's something in common here also, like with you also have one of the symbols of Lakshmi is this jar, and I'm sorry that I can't translate the correct term, and I'm going to search for it so I can know the correct name of this symbol. But maybe there's something about that little, like the amphor, the pot. What is in the pot? What is in that jar? What is there contained? And we are talking about the Jupiter, Venus, and Moon conjunction in Cancer. And this card is about Cancer placements. Interesting. Okay. Next we have, and this is the waning gibbous moon, and it's decreasing in air, fruit stage, and the keyword is reputation. And you have the waning crescent moon, decreasing in earth, the seed stage, and the keyword is negotiation. Reputation and negotiation. That's an interesting combination. And finally, we have Venus. So we have Venus and the moon here. Okay. So I took a moment to see what this pot means, the pot that Lakshmi holds, or that is sometimes represented with the character of the goddess. And it's so interesting because it fits so well with the rest of the cards. So the flask is called the Kalash, and it's about how you can accumulate resources, accumulate wealth and abundance, and also how you can hold it in a way to share it with others. So it's like managing the way you manage resources. And it fits so well with reputation and negotiation, because I feel like these two cards combined, they mean that now you need to think about how you present yourself or how you present your resources and what you want to do, and how others see you. So how do you present your value, what others value in you? And I feel like with Venus here, it just really ties this all together and frames it in a way that tells me that you need to enjoy that part of the process. And that part of the process is more about communicating with others and establishing yourself with others. It seems like there's a lot of growth and abundance and expansion for you in that part of your life where you can mediate your needs and the needs of others. So it's where you become kind of an entrepreneur or a creative person that invents something that's really useful. So there's something here also about you being the person who creates something new, and then you want to put it out into the world. And I feel like a lot of people recognize something in you that is already very valuable because you already have some kind of established reputation here. It seems like people see you, I would say, like an empathic person, a loving person, someone who has space for others, who can hold space for other people and respects other people's needs and desires, understands them. And I feel like you also understanding yourself and now focusing more on how you can mediate. So how can this be healthy for you? How this can be something that gives you a lot of pleasure, that is not draining. And I'm saying this because you have negotiation, yeah? So, and Amphir is about serving others. It's about using your sensibility and using your capabilities, your skills of empathy, and your loving connection to something. It can also be like something that you really enjoy doing. But I feel like there's something here about also enjoying other people, or learning to enjoy other people without hurting yourself or without draining yourself. It's like saving energy, saving something important in that kalash, in that pot, okay? Okay. Let's see what else comes up for pile. Number 1. Okay, Saturn in Capricorn, riches. Wow. Sun in Taurus with acquisition. Mars in Gemini with decision. Venus in Sagittarius with flirtation. Venus in Cancer with birth. Venus in Cancer. And Venus in Pisces with submission. So I think that if you have an innovative approach to how you deal with other people using your resources, mediating that energy, mediating that connection, I think you'll have this opportunity for growth and expansion. So you have a baby growing, so it's really there's a lot of potential creative energy there. I feel like you can fit this into so many things in your life right now. There's something. I feel like I'm describing something that's not a specific area of your life. It's more like an approach. So I feel like what is growing, the opportunity for growth and expansion right now comes from something that happens inside of you. It's like something that clicks inside of you, relating to how you mediate that relationship, how you achieve the balance between the needs of others and your own needs. Because management of resources, that's I would feel like the main theme of this reading. But it can be like energy, vital energy. It can be your attention. It can be money. It can be any kind of material resources also. And you also have Saturn in Capricorn. I do feel like there's some sort of limitation here. Like you either you have understood your boundaries, or there was some experience, like recent experience, that alerted you to your boundaries. Like, oh my God, I have my limits. Like, I can't do this anymore. Or this person is really draining my energy. Like, I really need to have a criteria. I really need to choose my the people who surround me, and when, like, the timings. I really feel like managing time is also really important. How much time you allow for each person or for each activity. Because Saturn is limitations. But there's a lot of space for relating and for creating beautiful things. You have a lot of Venus in your reading, and we also are talking about this Venus conjunction. So there is this opportunity for you to expand and grow the amount of energy that you have for yourself and for the things that you really love doing. I want to discover how. Let's find out. Queen of Wands. And I just heard like do more with less. And I don't think that you're going through some sort of restriction. It feels like you just need to save more. So you need to do more with less. An example would be, it's hard to find an example that is very practical. But the general idea is, for instance, I want to do something like a paperwork, take care of some kind of paperwork, and I see, okay, this document, it says that it has this contact here. I'm going to call this institution and see what I can do to take care of this. But there's another way, like there's someone in your contact list, for instance, that works in that institution. And instead of you like waiting for, I don't know, 1 hour to be, to talk to an assistant or to talk to someone who could help you, you could just talk to this person and they would say, oh no, just do this 1, 2, or 3 steps and it's done, and you can do it online, or you can save so much time, or you won't have to wait like for 2 weeks for the document if you go there in person and you take care of it just in person, and right away they will give you the answers or they will give you the document. There's something like that, like time saving. And it's not like shortcuts in a taking shortcuts in a negative way. It's just like being very smart about how you use your time and how you use your vitality, and being at the center of your experience in that way. So sometimes this can mean that it's like applying, yeah, I would say it's like applying a certain like egocentric view to your experience. It sounds weird, I know, but it's more like, okay, how can I do me, and how can I do more of myself and have more time for myself? Because I feel like maybe there's some kind of a restriction that you're experiencing that has to do with you wasting energy. And I'm not saying that you're doing something wrong. It's just that it can be more customized. It can be more fitting. It can be more adapted to your energy and to how you operate. Timing is also important here. So maybe doing things in a certain time of day is better for you, and you can feel more healthy or feel more energetic. But the example that I gave you, I feel like is the most to the point here. I feel like people, like you have people in your contact list that can help you get to shortcuts and waste less energy and less time. The Hanging Man. And this card is always about getting to the illumination, getting to what you need, what you want and desire in a weird way. This is the story of this card and of the deity that is represented here. So yeah, you're getting there, but in a weird way. So I think you know someone that can help you. You have death with Kali Ma. The timing. So Kali Ma to me is always closely related to the passing of time. And I feel like you're going to take a shortcut, and that shortcut is going to help you grow and expand. Page of Cups and 3 of Wands. You already know this person. This is someone who has been by your side. And I feel like they hold the keys to your, how can I say this? Your relaxation, your peace of mind. There's a lot more joy with this person. And I'm not saying that this person is the focus of your joy. I'm just saying that someone can help you have a lot more time for yourself and for the things that you love doing. Two of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Hermit. It's not like you can't achieve what you want by yourself. You can. It's just that you feel better with this little trick. And it's not a trick in a bad way, like in an evil way. You're not cheating, okay? You're not cheating the process. But it feels really good. It feels like, oh, finally I can have my own rhythm. Like I can decide when to interact, when to engage, and when to disconnect. The Judgment. Three of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. And the last card is the Six of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this person changes something in your workflow. There's a change in your workflow. It's not a trick. It's something that it requires a certain craft. This person has that craft. They have that knowledge, that wisdom that can help you jump forward in a more pleasurable way. I feel like, yeah, the growth and expansion here is in you. It's you enjoying more of the process so that you have more for others, so that you can contain more, so that you can also be more generous when you want to. It's something that happens inside of you. And there's someone here that can help you make that jump. Okay, can we know a bit more about this person? It feels like it's a hard-working person. It's someone who knows how to, I wouldn't say compartmentalize, but how to jump in and out of collaborations, for instance, how to flow seamlessly from one collaboration to another. Like there's a kind of mixed personality. It's very adaptable and flexible. The Sun. Wow. And I feel like this person has no problems with sharing their knowledge. They really want to share their knowledge, and they want to teach. They might want to teach you, but maybe they're also a teacher. Ten of Wands. Okay, two cards together. Wow, Blessings of Ganesha and the Eight of Swords. So I do feel like this person is appearing in your life in a phase when you feel like really overwhelmed and with burdened with a lot of responsibility maybe, or just not really, there's not much space. That's what I'm sensing. So this whole reading is about you finding space, because maybe you also hold a lot of space for others, and there's that balance that I was talking about. But this person also, I feel like, sees in you something that they see something in you that is a like a talent or a skill or a characteristic that you maybe either mismanage or misunderstand, or you just don't really value it so much. And because they come and they point it out for you, I feel like you're like, okay, so I could have done this really simple thing, and I was trying so hard to do things the hard way. And so it really will seem like a great blessing, like someone gives you like a handout, but it's actually just someone pointing out this really salient thing about you that's actually also something that you really wanted to do. It's related. So this is a characteristic, a character trait, or something that comes naturally to you that is connected to something that is a wish, that is a dream that you already had. And they point out this really simple, like step by step way, or just very efficient. That's the word. A very efficient way for you to use your energy and direct your attention with a natural character trait that you have, something that you do naturally and spontaneously. It's a grace that you have from God. So they just point you out in this direction, and then it's, up to God and up to you to go through that process and to allow it to unfold. There is also something here about you kind of submitting to a karma, or submitting to a specific path, okay? And when I say submit, it's in a good way, because you will always be free. When you submit willingly to the will of God, that's not oppressive. That's actually the opposite. It's liberating. And there's something here that clicks here. It's feeling like you're graced with divine help through this person. And how are you going to meet this person? Or Magician. To me, it feels like you're already in communication with this person. Maybe you're already doing something with them, and most of you will already know what I'm talking about, who I'm talking about. So I feel like this reading is for those of you who are already in this process, and there's a lot of beauty and abundance in this process. There's a lot of also aesthetic value here. I do feel like it's like the so we were talking about the kalash, so the pot. It's the way the abundance is contained. So it's what the outside world sees. It's like the package, okay? The packaging, it matters. So there's something about that, okay? How you present your abundance and how you present your talents, your skills. I feel like somebody is working on that. And there's work there already. Or this is someone who you know is really good at that. How to package and present how to communicate, because the magician is also about communication. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. This is your Empress card. And to me, this Empress card, it talks about satisfaction. She seems like really plump and, I don't know, vital. She has, her cheeks are really red. So it's like there's blood, there's energy flowing. There's a lot of colors and different textures. There's fruit, and the fruit is gigantic. Of course, this is because she's a fairy, but there's also a lot of, like, the scale of things. It seems like they're a little bit enlarged, and it seems like even the animals are kind of flowing and being attracted to her. And actually, now that I see it, I see like she has her hand over her heart. Her left hand is over her heart. So it seems like even the animals are kind of responding to something that she holds dear, something that she really loves. It's like she's looking at something that she really loves and that she's really satisfied with. Okay. So let's see what else we have for pile number 2. What is now growing and expanding in your life? Okay. Let's get you one goddess card. Oh, no, not this one. Just this one. Okay. Okay, we have the Rebel with the 25th moon mansion. And this is the waxing gibbous moon, increasing in earth, and this is the flower bud stage. The keyword is ambition. This is the last quarter. This is decreasing in water. This is the fall stage, and the keyword is manipulation. And lastly, we have Lilith. Okay. Powerful message here. She also has the animals. One bird, kind of, almost looks like some sort of owl or griffin. And a snake, a butterfly, and a bird. Even the Rebel has some sort of like snail, or it's just a geometrical shape, but it looks like a snail and a leaf and an eye. Is it about seeing something that's hidden in some sort of darkness? Because this Empress card also has some darkness in it. She sees what she wants, but there are shadows. You can see the shadows. The shadows here, it's I forgot the name of the plant, but I will go and confirm this. It's the symbol of Scotland. And the thistle. Yes, the thistle. Okay. It's very spiky. Very spiky, but very useful plant. It's used to make cheese, for instance, and also for healing. Okay. So what is growing for pile number 2? Jupiter in Capricorn with control. Sun in Libra with harmony. Mars in Gemini with decision. Venus in Taurus with romance. And finally, we have manipulation twice. Jupiter and Scorpio with manipulation. And there's also darkness here. That's so interesting, right? Manipulation, manipulation. Okay. I think I get it now. I think what's growing and expanding in your life is your ability to stick to what you want in spite of resistance, in spite of other people's thoughts and opinions. And I feel like this reading comes to you because there's something kind of urgent about you sticking to your plans, sticking to your vision. There are a lot of spiky things, shadowy things around this Empress, but she knows what's in her heart and she sees it happening already. And even the animals are kind of conspiring in her favor. But it doesn't mean that there aren't spiky things in the shadows. So I feel like you're increasing your power and your readiness to defend a cause. It seems like a bit of a warrior mindset, but not in a way that is aggressive or violent or anything like that. It's more like controlling your stance very well and assuming a position, assuming a vision for yourself and sticking to it in spite of the darkness around you. Seeing through that darkness also, like you see through the games, you see through people who want to dissuade you, who want to also maybe take control and kind of hijack what you're doing. And I feel like it's not working in you. And your power, what is growing is this power in you, this ability to steer clear of danger and protect what is important and stick to the plan, stick to your vision and to what you know is true in your heart. Three of Swords. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that because you have decision, harmony, decision, and romance, that there might be some people who will be losing because you are winning. And that might be something that kind of saddens you in a way. King of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Then we have the Four of Cups and the Nine of Cups. I feel like this is another layer of the reading. So let me just expand it a little bit so that I can see where this is going. The moon. I know. Okay. And then we have the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So I get it. I think that you, by sticking to what you know and what you believe, you might be inadvertently or intentionally. It can be both. Because there's some sort of spontaneity and kind of playfulness also. I think that you might be exposing something. And for some of you, it will be with the intention to expose. But for many of you, it won't. It just happens and by chance. So, or because it's meant to happen, but you're not fully aware of the consequences and you're not fully aware of how the process will unfold itself and how you play your part. Yeah, okay. So I feel like there's also a lot of darkness here because I don't think you're fully aware of the parts that you're playing and how big it is and how much it will impact other people's lives. And I do feel like you're exposing some sort of evil doing. You're exposing something that was meant to be exposed. It's good that it's exposed, but somebody else is being, something is going to be inflicted upon them. And I don't think that you are inflicting it directly. It's very indirect. But by sticking to the plan, you're exposing something. Knight of Pentacles. And Three of Wands. I feel like this is business as usual for you. It's like you're most of you are blissfully unaware of this evil doing that is going to be exposed because of you sticking to your beliefs. I feel like you're just, getting ready to do what you have to do, and you know that you're facing some resistance, but I don't feel like you fully understand the consequences yet. The Hierophant. The Lovers. And the Ace of Pentacles. And you have the Page of Cups. I have to get this one because it was sticking out. Seven of Wands. I think that you're getting you're getting more opportunities to further what you are doing because it will have such a positive effect for so many people. I don't think you're fully aware of how much good you're bringing into the world because you're sticking to your beliefs, because you are focusing on the higher purpose, on the vision that you have, and holding what's precious really close to your heart and defending it with your spirit, with everything you've got. And I feel like because of that, you will be, I think, like recruited to continue doing that and to grow that skill even more. Wow. So I feel like I would be really proud to be your friend because I feel like you're so brave. You're someone who is unafraid to defend what's right, regardless of the consequences. And that's a really pure, like a pure-hearted, a way to be pure-hearted, a way to, it's a beautiful way to preserve the purity of your heart and to defend what's right, to preserve what's beautiful and good and innocent in a way also, because there's innocence in that purity. So maybe you're kind of building a reputation around this, like being someone who protects innocence and who drives away darkness. Because I feel like you're doing it again. So I feel like this is what's growing and expanding in your life, is that skill that you have, that bravery that you have to face manipulation without flinching, to face darkness without flinching, to take control in a good way, in a positive way, to steer the boat in the right direction. And people will trust you for that. They will look at you and they will look for you so that you also continue doing that, because you'll be highly regarded for that characteristic that is emerging and growing and expanding for you and for all the people involved. Because yeah, this is going to ripple. It's going to have a lot of consequences that you're not aware of yet, but it's going, it's going to be explained to you with time. Beautiful. I would love to know what this is, so please drop me a comment in the comment section below, because I feel like you're such a powerhouse. I really admire this spirit that's undefeated and that's never giving up on goodness and beauty. And it's something that I really, really admire. And yeah, thank you so much for coming to my channel. And yeah, thank you for this. And if you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3. This is your Empress card. And this Empress card has a pelican. And the pelican has the ability to feed its young pelicans with blood. And that's a symbol of the sacrifice that the mother does to feed their children, to nurture. But when I saw this card today, I don't know why, but I was reminded of Leda. Leda is a Greek mythology character, and she's the mother of Helen of Troy, Castor and Pollux. And Leda is also the name of one of the moons of Jupiter. It's a satellite, yeah. One of the satellites of Jupiter is called Leda. And Leda was seduced by Zeus, who disguised himself as a swan. And that's how they had their children. And I don't know why this story just came to mind. I just felt like I should share what appeared in my mind. Let's see how this fits in the reading. Okay. So we have Athena. And we have the 27th moon mansion with the Guru. else we have for pile number 3 that is growing? Okay, just one. That's okay. So we have the waning crescent moon, decreasing in air, the seed stage, and the keyword is yield. To yield to something. Okay, let's see what else. I don't know why, but I think that in another reading, these two cards came together already. Maybe I'm confusing the readings, but I don't know. I have this feeling. Okay, let's see. Sun in Aquarius with idealism. Venus in Leo with affair. Mercury in Capricorn with organization. Mercury in Aquarius with originality. Moon in Scorpio with power. Saturn in Libra with devotion. And finally, we have Venus in Virgo with discrimination. Okay. So already this is indicating to me that your growth and expansion right now can come in the spiritual areas, in the areas where you are exploring spirituality. So, what do I mean by this? I mean that sometimes we can learn in different areas of our lives how we can experience spirit, or how we can bring spirit, more spirit, invoke spirit into that specific experience. So it can be work, it can be relationships. There's some sort of like devotional aspect to whatever you are focusing on. So it can be anything in your life, work, a project. It can be just a spiritual endeavor, something that you're dedicated to with your full, with all of your soul. Everything is there. There's something here about completely surrendering to a spiritual practice here. And it can be applied to anything. It can be everything in your life. It can be very holistic, but it can also be focused on a specific aspect of your life that you feel like really needs more spirit. It really needs you to be more present, more aware, and it needs you to be fully you, fully alive. This whole reading, it feels like me like letting God take the wheel, letting God do what has to be done. And you kind of having this minimal interference, observing, but also being full of yourself, being full of life. It's kind of, it seems like it's a bit poetic, and I feel like the Guru card always brings out this energy of soulfulness and poetry, and it's kind of like idyllic, oniric, like a dream state. This might also be talking about something that you're learning in meditation, or something that expands tremendously when you meditate. So whatever this is, I feel like this is a reading about your spiritual path. Okay, let's explore. Let's explore this experience. Yeah, the Hanged Man. So it's just confirmation that this is a really... What's expanding in your life is how you live spirit, and how you imbue everything that you do in your life with spirit. There's something there that, like an awareness, a sudden awareness. Like everything comes alive. I'm just feeling the whole experience, how it is. And 5 of Swords. It does feel like a lot of letting go. 9 of Pentacles. It's a lot of surrendering, but in a good way. It's something powerful. It gives you power. It increases your power. Something is really changing in your life because of this. 8 of Wands. It feels like it's happening. It's already happening. And the 3 of Wands. It's already happening. So I feel like this conjunction, Moon, Jupiter, Venus, is working for you in a way that you could never kind of describe. So this is, it's a spiritual thing. It's happening completely out of your control. This is something that's completely out of your control. It's something that has to do with your mission here, your karma here and elsewhere. I feel like there's something that's non-local, that's just not about this one specific experience also. But it's something that's so huge and big. It's something that you can apply to this experience, but it's not necessarily connected to this experience in this lifetime. It can be something that transcends this lifetime. The 8 of Swords. Queen of Swords. And the Ace of Cups. I don't know why, but this sequence here just reminded me of... There was a sentence that just came to my mind. It's just, now rejection makes sense. It's rejection. Every rejection that I have experienced now makes sense to me. I recovered in one moment. I recover all the energy that I lost in all the past rejections and abandonment and all the moments of loneliness, of feeling like I was cast aside, or that I was cast away by something, by energies, by people, by situations. There's this moment when it all comes together and you understand that every defeat became this huge victory. Wow. It can be a sort of redemption. I feel like what's growing is this momentum of getting something back from spirit that you thought was lost, or that you thought wasn't going to be a part of your lifetime. Nine of Swords. 2 of Cups. 5 of Cups. these two. Okay, so it feels like there were a lot of ups and downs here, and that it was difficult. Maybe it still will be a little bit difficult, but it's already happening. So this illumination, this process of illumination, but at the same time, it feels like it's one moment. So I'm conflicted. Like, is this one moment that changes everything? Or is this a growing process, something that keeps expanding and it compounds? Let's see if these two cards. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. So it seems like it's a slow process, but let's see. The Prince of Swords. Okay, so I feel like although it has been slow, it will accelerate. So what is growing and expanding in your life is the velocity. Things will be, I think your life is going to be very fast paced. I think that you also might need to make a few choices that might seem like you would never imagine yourself making those choices. Like I never thought that I would have to make this choice. But I don't think that it's like something that's bad, okay? I feel like it's something that will allow you to make things faster. Okay, so maybe you'll have options, okay? So you have new options coming that you didn't realize that would ever be available to you. And those options make your life so much faster and they give you so much opportunity. This is so abstract, it's kind of weird, but I feel like it's just preparing your psyche for this change of pace. Because I feel like you'll have to kind of sift through, separate the wheat from the chaff at kind of the speed of light. And it's not something that you would ever see yourself doing in the past. I feel like you didn't really realize that you would ever have this choice or this variety of choices. Seven of Wands. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. It's like breakthroughs. Breakthrough after breakthrough, and so it almost like breaks the matrix. It breaks the system itself. So I feel like you're deprogramming yourself also. So there's an aspect of that here. So that's why it's so ethereal in nature, what's happening. It's very subtle. It has everything to do with how your mind works, has everything to do with how you see your spiritual mission, how you see spirituality itself. How does it apply to what you see and what you sense with your five senses? And I feel like it's going to be like one after the other, one after the other. It's going to be very fast paced. The Moon. Okay. And the Eight of Cups. the Prince of Pentacles. You know, I have these cards here that are wanting to come out, and I feel like they have a story to tell. So it's something that would look like this, Okay, so the Lovers, Ten of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Strength card. Okay, so this is another sequence here. It just explains to me, because I was seeing like hidden things, fear, depression, anxiety. This Prince of Discs or Pentacles is really giving me this kind of slow-paced, patient, Okay. So it feels like you are creating this very stark differentiation and like a filter, a very strong filter of what is useful and beautiful, because the Lovers is about choosing the highest ideal, choosing the highest purpose, choosing things that serve the highest of spirits, the highest of ideals. Ten of Cups and the Queen of Wands. It's like it's showtime, and I don't have time to waste with things that bring me down, things that bring other people down, things that are heavy and that are not productive, or that produce things very slowly. It seems like things are picking up, and you understand your role in that. Like, I know how I should work with this energy, and what types of energies and what types of people also I want to work with, and I want to be around, that I want to be surrounded by. And it seems like it's a new, I feel like you're filtering something spiritual, or you're using kind of a spiritual filter. And I feel like new entities and new energies, new spiritual guides maybe, will flock to you once you kind of light that beacon. You're the beacon, okay? So how you manage your energy is what is sending the signals out. And this kind of reminds me of a technique of meditation that's about resonance. So you emit a mantra, and that mantra is, you can emit it with your mind, and you can also emit it with your vocal cords. But it can resonate. It can resonate just in your mind. That's possible. And if you do that, you will also, after you emit, you stop and you receive and listen. If you can listen the mantra, if you can listen to that frequency, and this kind of work, it starts to kind of attune your antenna, let's say, to certain vibrations. And the more you work with it, and the more you train yourself to emit and to listen, to emit and to listen, to receive and to project outside, the more you start to kind of to be in tune, to be synced, to be in sync with the pace. I feel like you have to pick up that pace. You have to run a little bit. And I feel like maybe in the past you thought that this might be like anxiety inducing, or it would make you feel depressed. It would make you feel sad. Like, I don't have time to myself. I can't do this. This is too much. But it feels like you're going to enjoy it. It feels like it's going to be a perfect match to your vibration somehow. So something is changing in the way you process information, in the way you process information, the way you understand your life, the way you understand your role here. It seems like you're getting a new sense of purpose, a new sense of a mission, life's mission even. And that's going to also attune your antenna to different energies and to different entities and spirits. I feel like it's going to be more sublime, more refined, and also faster. I just see like this rolling movement that's really passionate and intense. It's even possible that in one moment or another, you might come across like a little bit like a warrior, like Athena. But I feel like it's not something that is constant. That's not constant. That's more like, okay, sometimes I have to do this. And this just makes everything go smoothly and fluidly. And I just need to open the way, like burst through some kind of hurdle. It feels like you're breaking boundaries, like you're breaking walls and limitations, not only in yourself, but also like in life. It feels like you're breaking down walls. And it's not really with the use of force. It's more like precise, like a spear. Like I know exactly where the weak spot of this wall is. So I go straight to it and it just crumbles, and then I can run faster. I can go much farther. But it feels so subtle. It feels like it's something that's so difficult to pinpoint for me, because it feels like there's a spiritual resolution. There's something that comes to you maybe in meditation. I don't know. It seems really refined and really I feel like it's a spirit. It's some spirit, like a specific spirit or a group of spirits that's coming towards you and that wants to create something with you. And the problem that they bring is that they kind of interfere with something that you're used to. It's more like the routines. So, oh, okay. So maybe one thing that might be a little bit uncomfortable is that you'll have to change your routines. You'll have to change something so that you can keep up the pace, but it's something that's you're really enthusiastic about. So I feel like you'll have this energy that doesn't end to really nurture this project or this idea or whatever this is, or it's even in your life. Maybe you're finding like renewed vitality, but in order to do that, you kind of have to push through limits and through walls and limitations. But you'll get there and it will give you a lot of pleasure, and you'll feel like almost like a superhero. I feel like it's a story of overcoming so much, and it will give you a lot of courage to look at this in this in the spiritual angle. So to consider this change in your life as like a spiritual upgrade. And when I say this, it's without arrogance, because it's submitting yourself to the highest ideal and to the highest source of spirit and of goodness. Okay, so you know you're sure from every bit of your body, like your cells, from your hair, your your blood, your muscles, and everything in you is wanting this. It's not something that is just in your mind or it's just a beautiful idea. It's really, it becomes doable. It becomes something that you embody passionately. It's very healing, okay? So whatever this is, it's also very healing for the body. These entities and these spirits that want to work with you, they are also very powerful healers. So if you're also a healer, because this is such a spiritual reading, I'm pretty sure that most of you are very aware of your healing powers and or how you can use your energy body to heal others and to heal yourself. I feel like you're beginning to see like different avenues and different ways of doing it and of using the energy. Maybe you're also sensing like the energy shifts in the earth because it's happening. And there's something here about you kind of tuning your instrument, even like tuning the strings of your instrument, the frequencies. There's something here about the frequencies. We know about the Schumann resonance, right? I feel like sometimes I get some news about it, and I feel like it's so interesting because sometimes it really fits with how my body is feeling, how my mood is feeling. And so this is the frequency of the earth. It's called the Schumann resonance. And it's it's possible that this is related, but not necessarily. So for some of you, it can be just this really intense connection with specific spiritual guides that might be new to you and that might guide you into different ways of achieving your objectives. And they will, through you, they will also break down a lot of walls and boundaries that are disconnecting and that are creating blocks to communications and to the attunement that can happen. Connection between people also. There's a lot of Leo here. There's a lot of fire, a lot of passion. It's also a light from spirit. So I could be here for a long, long time. I feel like this reading has a lot to say, has a lot to offer. But I will leave that exploration for you and your meditations, maybe, if that's your practice, so, or just whatever gets you in the zone. And yeah, beautiful. Very, very inspiring. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.